Okay, today we're going to talk about a poster contest with the North Carolina Zoo, and this is on endangered species, and we're going to do it Matisse style. Now, this is one of the, an example of a student from last semester that did this, and if you look at it, we have all different kinds of cutouts. So let's move on to the next slide. Who is Matisse? Matisse is someone that you need to learn about. He is a famous artist, and you need to be familiar with his work. So let's find out who Matisse is. Henri Matisse, 1869 to 1954, lived through 2 world wars. So think about that, if you were living through 2 world wars. He's French, a printmaker, sculptor, painter, and a collage artist, and he's known for his use of color. What country is Matisse from? Lexi. What country do you think?
France.
France? Go ahead and tap it and check your answer. Yes, France. Thank you. 1939, what's happening in Europe? What do you think's happening in Europe?
World War II.
Let's check and see. Our historians here. Yes, very good. So when we see the map here, here's France right in the middle of Europe. So let's see what else is going on. More information. Beginning in early 1940s, after he was confined to a wheelchair due to chronic illness and failing health, Matisse was drawing with scissors, as he called it. And he began making paper sculptures. Here's a picture of Matisse. And he had an assistant that would just bring him the colors and the paper for him to cut out, and he would actually just tape them to the walls. Actually, he would have his assistant tape them and tell them, to move things around. And so he didn't sit there and draw it out. He actually just took the paper and started playing with the shapes, and then put them on the walls, rearranged them, and they became very, very famous, great, beautiful masterpieces. Let's see. Any idea what the French word collage means? You know.
Cut. I think so.
No, it's not to cut. What's it mean? Any ideas? Yes.
To collage.
To collage? Well, collage is part of collage. Come on up and let's see what that word means. Press it a little bit harder.
You tap it.
Just tap it. There we go. It means to paste. Just like when we do some printmaking, chien collé, that is pasting and printing at the same time. And you'll be doing that maybe next year. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. This is a piece of Matisse's work, minus the Matisse cutout collages. I stuck that in. When you look at this, what do you think of? What jumps out at you? What do you think?
Vibrant colors.
The vibrant colors. And what else? What's it made up of? Yes.
Some of the patterns and pieces.
The patterns and pieces, the shapes. So he's repeating some of the different shapes in here. So they're not exactly alike, because you want some variety in there, but he's got some repetition of shape, repetition of color, and the vibrant colors are just jumping out at you. So let's move on. Here's another piece of his. As we were just talking about, successful posters and artwork, they all have to do with working with the elements of art and the principles of design. And we're going to select a few of those to put in our project today. Okay, list the elements of art. What do you think they are? So can I have one person come up and put as many as they can think of? Why don't you come on down? And just pick up the pen and write them, and then we will check them. As many as you can think of. These are the things that art is made up of, what you actually use. And as we were thinking, it's the elements of. Okay? Let's get some new people in here. Come on. Getting close to the bottom. Oh, a good one. Okay, Lexi? And does anyone have the last one? Okay, come on. And then we'll check and see how you did. Okay, well, let's see. Stay on up here and go ahead and hit those and see. Should hit right in the middle. Press it. There you go. Yeah, you got one. Line. Form, shape, value, color, and space. So we got them all. Very good. Nice job, everyone. Okay, for this project, we're going to zoom in on a few of the elements of art and some of the principles of design. We're going to be talking about the elements shape and color, which you've already mentioned, that Matisse used a lot of shape, a lot of color. We have a few pictures from last quarter of some of the students looking at shape, looking at color. So that's what I want you to focus on for this next project. Notice in this one, this is Polynesia, the sky. He reduced the birds, the doves, down to the basic shape. He actually, in his apartment, he had doves just flying around, birds flying around in his apartment. They had cages, the doors were open, and he would sit there and look at them and cut the shapes out. So I thought that was pretty cool. Principles of design. These are the principles of design: balance, repetition, rhythm, movement, emphasis, and variety. We're going to, well, the design principles, what they do is they take the elements and they organize them. We're going to focus on just a few of those. We're going to look at repetition and repetition of color, shape, and or theme, and variety. So repetition and variety are the two principles that we're going to focus on in this project. This is not Matisse's work, but it was inspired by Matisse. And it's a textile design, so this is actually done on cloth. And I want you to notice the repetition of shape. So we've got the different shapes in here. And color and theme. So don't have a lot of different colors in there. It makes it stronger to have that repetition. And then it would be pretty boring if all these people kind of looked exactly alike. So what he did is he had some variety in there. So he used the theme. So when you're doing repetition, you can repeat a theme. It doesn't have to be exactly alike. That would be a little bit boring. So you want to have some variety. And again, this is Matisse's work. The horse, the rider, and the clown. How did he use the elements of art, shape and color, and the principles of design, repetition, and variety in here? Does anyone give some examples? Yes?
In some of the pieces...
Speak up.
Oh, in some of the pieces, the color, the ones that are cut out, they're used in different places.
Yeah. He's got yellow. He didn't just use yellow one time. He's got it in different places all throughout. How about the theme? Theme could... Go ahead.
It kind of sticks to a certain design.
You have the same design, the same shapes, repeated. Now it's got some variety in there. This shape here is similar, but it's not exactly alike. And you're looking at it here and here. This is like the negative, and this is the positive. And then you have the shapes here, variety, different sizes. Here's some more of his work. And just notice repetition. When you repeat things, the color, the shapes, or the theme, it brings unity to the piece. So it doesn't look like you just threw something on there. It has to go together. And that's what it does. It brings unity to the entire piece. But it's not boring. It's got variety. Okay, little quiz here. What does collage refer to? Is it an art technique that's used exclusively with jewelry? A school smaller than a university? An art form that involves gluing materials to a surface? Applying paint to a surface? What do you think? None? What do you think?
See?
Come on up and check and see. All you do is you hit it. You have to hit it pretty hard, right in the middle. Yeah. There we go. Yes, you are right. So let's go to the next one. Henri Matisse is well known for what? Is it portraits, abstracts, landscapes, or color? Someone new, come over here. Would you come on down? What is he well known for? Out of those choices. Color. Excellent. And what country is he from? Lexi! She will never forget this. He is from?
Russia.
There you go, France. Very good. Okay, this is your assignment. I will give you a handout of this so that you can have it in front of you at all times. Basically, you're going to design a poster inspired by Matisse's collages, informing the public about the plight of an endangered species. So first you need to do a little bit of research, because you don't know what's endangered necessarily. So you have to decide on an animal and you find out if it is truly endangered and why is it endangered. So research the habitat, what's threatening it. Then you have to decide if you want your paper to be landscape or if you want your paper to be portrait. So you've got to decide which way your poster is going to be, okay? Color scheme. What colors are you going to use? Background and border color and pattern. I am requiring that you have a border all the way around it. First thing that you do after you do these is sketch your thumbnail sketches, which we have talked about before. The small sketches that you don't spend a lot of time on, you're just looking at the design. So you know what thumbnail sketches are. So you do that first, and then you go ahead and you pick up your scissors and you begin to cut and paint with your scissors. You do not need to sit down and draw it out and then cut it out. Okay, so we're going to do it in Matisse style. You want to think about shape, color, and repetition and variety of those shapes, colors, and themes. You also will be required to have a border around it, some kind of repeating shapes going around. Here's some examples of some student work from last semester. So this is one here, I think it was Charlie's Save the Panda, and I have that one actually right here, Save the Panda. And he actually won some awards on that one. And then we have this one here. This one she won in the Women's Club, but this was, can't think of her name. She's actually not at our school anymore, that she left at Christmas time. And then we have this one here. And a few others that I can show you that were given. Let's get real, save the seal. So you want your information across. You want to use the elements of art, but you also need to think about the message, your slogan that you're going to put on it too. So that's what we're going to do today. Any questions? Okay, let's go ahead and get busy.